Well, good morning to everyone and welcome to Barbados on another beautiful day. Alright, as you know, we're on the south side and we're going to have some sargassum, but let's look beyond that and just understand how beautiful this place really is. Beautiful, beautiful morning. I see that the comment slingers are at it fast and furious this morning. Love to see that. And I also see that my angel is on board as well. So, good morning, Angie. Love you, baby. Okay, everyone, we're going to start today where we ended last time that we were in this area. We did take a sea bath here after we walked from the western end of the boardwalk down past Coconut Court. So we're going to start off from here and we're going to work our way right around to Pebbles. We'll see how it is when we get around there with the horse and stuff. Pebbles is full of sargassum. The whole south coast is being affected. It's starting to move now, but the smell is coming with it a little bit because it's starting to decay as well. Anyhow, let's have a look around of where we are before we go any further. And I'm going to give you a little silence here for a minute. Enjoy this. Okay, folks, you ready for our serenity prayer? God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. So, good morning to all of you all one more time. We're going to start our walk off here now. It's a good lengthy walk. We had to stay in the south coast this morning because I said I have some commitments today that mean that as I finish the video I have to make my way home. We did talk about yesterday about a hike. However, we do have a very interesting system just to the east of the island. I don't know how soon that's going to come in, but we're going to monitor that, so tomorrow's hike may change. But as you all know, our plans are always made to change. We don't will anything anymore. We've already handed that over to God. He will take care of us from here on in. We can have temporary plans, but we have to be willing to adjust and change. Beautiful sea conditions for this walk. It's a pity the sargassum is here, but this is what it is, and this is where we are right now. This is reality. It's not glorified or beautified in any way. It's exactly how it is. We could walk around this point here, but there's a lot of rocks around there, and I really don't want to take a chance going around there as we have a long walk to go. So we're going to take a short walk over here by Savannah Hotel, which is presently closed. It is a beautiful area of Barbados. This drill hall is absolutely magnificent. This is a place that is so popular for all of the picnics, family picnics. Most definitely for the surfing at Brandens. Correct pronunciation, Mr. Chris Clark. I'm going to make sure and always do that from now on. Beautiful, beautiful place. Now this is where my angel and myself come for Old Year's night. Because under normal conditions, the Hilton Hotel, which is at the end directly in the middle, just behind those trees of where we are, and then we have the Sugar Bay and other hotels along here that have fireworks displays, and they challenge themselves. And every year we tend to come down here, and this beach usually starts off around 9 o'clock quite empty, and then by 11 o'clock it is full of people, bonfires, nighttime picnics, coolers, the works. And this is where everyone usually welcomes in the new year. That has been something that's been happening over the last maybe, I would say 8 to 10 years. It's become very popular, and there's no cost involved. It's either here or Carlisle Bay, usually by Pebbles. Gets really busy all of Carlisle Bay as well, and then along the west coast ridges looking at Sandy Lane. So that's just a little look at what happens Old Year's night if you are here at that time. And if things go back to normal where the Hilton is open, well, you can come down here and enjoy a beautiful fireworks display and welcome in the new year right here. Okay, the Savannah Hotel is presently closed. That I'm not sure what the situation is with at the moment. In the background there is the facility for our Barbados Defence Force. This is their main barracks area, St. Anne's Fort. And we are just, I would say, 300 yards in from the horse racing track, Garrison Savannah. The road that you will see there comes from the Garrison Savannah. So if you're coming to look for this beach, you just pass the new police station, which is just opposite Sugar Bay. come down to where the old police station was, and there's a turn off on your left that will bring you down this hill. It will bring you to this. The only facilities here is a chemical washroom. I don't know how great that is. I've been in, I used it quite a few times. It was alright, but I don't want to tell you to come here that it's clinically clean, because I have no clue of how things are recently. Beautiful reefed area. There's really no swimming in this exact area where I am, unless you're a surfer, of course, except for a pool that is directly in front of us here, maybe 10 yards in front of us. That is where you can swim in this section here. There's a very small pool though. As you can see the sand itself here, and at different times of year that will vary. But it's a perfect place to come and chill out and relax. Plenty of swimming down below, mainly in the trough between the reef and the sand. Because again, it's all reef. As you see this reef here, this is the shallowest section of the reef, but there's reef all down here to the Hilton. Very few areas that you'll find the sand bottom. Very, very popular area for locals and for a few visitors, but mainly surfers and lots of locals. Beautiful beach. Just look at this beautiful scenery though, my goodness. Beautiful sunrise this morning. Lots of beautifuls in my talk today, and that's because what else can I say? Beautiful, amazing, just spectacular, stunning. Any of those words could be used. So you will hear a lot of them being used by me, especially anywhere in this island, not just here, anywhere at all. As I mentioned, lots and lots of sargassum. All this is floating around. You will see the massive walls of how big it was down there. It's starting to move from here. But that is the wall of sargassum down below. We'll take a closer look at that when we get down there. If you want to surf or learn to surf, there are many, many surf schools that utilize here as one of their main sections. Just to show you where the waves are in case you're not familiar with here. There's a left that will come in just where that wave is breaking on the outside, but way further out, and work its way right down into the bay. There's also a very quick right that comes in as well, but it's mainly a left break. If you want to know more about this break, you can go up on our surf breaks of Barbados, where I got Mr. Chris Clark to walk me through it, and you can get some more information there. All of these benches here, you will find surfers hanging out and stuff on a day. This is also the location, by the way, for a CS competition I had here, which was I think like 3 years ago maybe. This is where we had some international competitors come in. It was for points on the international circuit. Had an incredible day here. Once again, me and my angel witnessed both of the events that they've held here so far. Didn't happen this year, nothing happened this last year, obviously for reasons that we all know. Today is definitely a big shoe day, because we are walking not only over areas of sargassum, but we're also going to be walking on some road between here and Pebbles. But I want to show you this walk, because this walk is actually really, really long. You can start at Rockley Beach, and you can walk yourself right down to Bridgetown, literally at low tide. Much easier to do so. Low tide is a special time in all the coastlines if you're doing some walking. That's why you would notice that most of my comments about going walking are usually around low tide time. Not just for the morning EMC gatherings, that can be done at any time, but for actual long walks and stuff in any of the coastlines, because you're able to see and take in so much more. Alright, this is what you see very, very popular, or sorry, you could see this very often here. That is the cobbler. You can see it's still living, it's still moving. They're all over this reef. At one time it was far worse than that before. So if you were going to be walking across this reef, or any reef in Barbados, make sure I have on the right shoes. Beach shoes would not be something I recommend to walk over some of these reefs in, because most beach shoes have holes in the bottom of them for the sand to run out. And as you can see, those spikes don't make the sport. That's a very small one. But this one, as I saw it here, I wanted to alert you to it. Small tennis court in the back here. Lots and lots of locals use that. Most of the trees that you're going to see here right now are almond. They're the ones with the very big leaves on them. You'll find coconut down here as well, of course, and some casuarinas. But almond leaves, almond is a great shade tree, but at certain times of year, all the leaves fall. Yes, I know it's Barbados, but it happens. And it can really have down here looking in a mess. So kudos to the NCC for all the work they continue to do in these areas. This is the Sargassum kind of banking you were looking at before. As you can see, it is very thick, dense and high. And this was pretty much on all of the coastlines. I would say this is probably the biggest build-up that I've seen, except for Miami Beach, which was really bad. It's no good. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. I'm not too sure why someone just called me in the middle of our video. I guess they're not watching it. Hopefully they will know a way of declined on answering. Stunning. Alright, that is the Barbados Hilton. That's the, I would say, a new structure. I actually witnessed the implosion of the original structure that was here on site many years ago. I was working in the harbour, so I was able to witness that from the harbour area. This is a nice looking hotel. I think it's great. I know, although it's a very tall hotel, I think the structure itself lays in nicely in the background. It's not really causing a problem. But have a look at the erosion that's happening here prior to the Sargassum coming in. You can see the big drop off. This is a big drop off. Lots of sand moving right now on the coastlines in Barbados. Let me get around with Pebbles, you'll see more of that for sure. It is a seasonal shift, but I haven't seen here this bad. I can't remember seeing here this bad actually. Not this kind of drop off. This is pretty bad. I've seen it like the lower sections, but certainly not this intense here. This is a good, what, maybe 12 feet of drop off. We've had a lot of sea conditions, really strange full tides recently. Lots of ground swells coming through with them as well. So it has done a lot of damage out here for sure. It's going to be a long walk today, folks. I hope you have your popcorn, candy, or whatever delight you want to wet those lips. And I hope you're sitting back and relaxing with this here. Remember, you have the ability to pause it. You have the ability to leave it and walk away and come back, because it is going to be on Facebook later today. And we will have it on YouTube by tonight. You know, I don't take any of this for granted. I don't think that tomorrow I'm going to find this here. I have no clue what's going to happen to me tomorrow. So I'm living today. I know what will happen in the long run, but as if I'm on this earth, I don't know what will happen tomorrow. So I enjoy this today, and I never think this is something that I can expect, or I never underestimate the blessings that God has given me to be able to walk these beaches, and also to bring my friends with me when I do so, because showing you all what I am seeing is definitely a major thing for me in my life, you know, to show off Barbados. Barbados is my, not just home, I am an element of Barbados. So I feel passionate about this place. I'm sure you all would know that by now. Alright, the Hilton has lots of sargassum as well, as you will also see. This was a big float. I mean, a week ago, mostly sargassum had moved in this area. However, we had a massive float just coming into last weekend, just prior, well, in the weekend itself. And since then, it's just started to work its way down the coast. A lot of the upper side of the coast is starting to clear up a little bit. Still has a lot around, but it's starting to come down the coastline now. Hopefully this will be the last float for the year. I said that before, but obviously I was proven wrong. You know, we have a system coming in tomorrow, as I said. So hopefully we get some rain off of that. And hopefully it won't be anything more than just some good rains for us. But that's how the Hilton Beach is looking as well. Just a quick look around for us at the sun that's coming up. Beautiful morning in Barbados. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. Just look at that sky. My goodness. So if you want to swim today, folks, or if you don't want to see the sargassum, just head the west coast. I was down there yesterday with you, and we've been down there many times last week. They had a little bit down there, but it's mainly all shifted and moved now. So if you want to swim, make your way down to the west coast. Barbados is not just one coastline. Barbados is most definitely not just the beaches. So there's plenty to do here. Welcome to all of my friends who came in over the last few days. I hope to meet with you all. It is my intention to do so. So at some stage of the game, we're going to get together, even if it's just for a hello, a bump hand, whatever. I just want to meet you all because I don't want to be just a person from Facebook. It's not my intention. My intention is to show you the hospitality and the love I have for you all and the love I have for showing you all this beautiful island. All right, we're going to do a little off-roading here. Well, not off-roading, we're actually going on the road now. We're going to walk below the cemetery that's here. Gravesend it's called. As I said, it's going to be a long walk, and it's going to be a walk where we're not going to see breathtaking scenery. But this is what you can do when you're in Barbados, especially at low tide. You can take a morning, as I said, always start your walks prior to low tide so that you actually walk through the low tide rather than start your walks, say, later on the low tide and walk into the high tide. You don't really want to be doing that because some of the points that you'll go around in the early stages, you won't be able to get back around as the tide starts to come in. So if you have high tide, say at 6 o'clock or well 7 o'clock, it's usually a little later for the late risers, I would recommend you start your walk around 5. That way then you're going through the mid tide into the low tide and you will be able to get back home. You could easily do a 4-hour walk through what we would refer to as low tide. Okay, cemetery here. It's a military cemetery. Well maintained for sure. Now you can drive through here as well. It's another way into the Hilton beach, or also the same drill hall. The drill hall section just by the tennis courts where we saw earlier. You will drive around on the sand there, but it's very compact. A lot of people have driven around there, so it's a very compact area. You can do this in a car quite comfortably, but just take your time when you get into drill hall because there are lots of holes over there have been created over the years with the rain and wet water that's over there. People have driven through it, so the softer matter has moved. So just be careful. It can be done in a car quite easily. I always preach to use a 4x4 when you come to Barbados, and that's only because of where I go, and that's only because it's some of the areas that I go to you would not see in a regular vehicle. So I usually say if you can get a 4x4, get it. But then again, just be wary. If you have the 4x4, you don't have much limitations and you can find yourself in places that you should not be. All right, so just be wary of where you go. If you see a road, don't just tear and go off the off-road because you may find yourself in a situation that you don't want to find yourself in. A lot of it is over private properties. You really should be aware of where you're going if you're going off any main road. Just ask someone, or if you have a friend here living in the island, ask them to lead the way and you follow in your vehicle. That way you can break away and do your own tour whenever you want, but at least you're going with someone that's knowledgeable. Morning! Okay, this is the Hilton from the other side. It is really a beautiful hotel. I have to say it is a lovely, lovely hotel. I see we have like 74 people on, ups and downs, because obviously it's a long video, so everyone is not going to stay on for the entire duration. Yeah, morning dude. Spectacular place. So this is Blue Water Sports, Barbados Blue. They are a great organization. I know some of the guys that dive there, they're pros. So if you're looking to do a dive, get in contact with them. There are many great dive shops here on the island, but I'm recommending this one here only because of all the conveniences around it. You can come and spend the entire day here. You just don't have to go for a dive and leave. You can spend your entire day here. This is the public washroom facilities, showers, changing room area on the inside, obviously washrooms, and free Wi-Fi. Kudos again to the NCC for offering free Wi-Fi from the majority of their locations. Almost all of the NCC locations that have restroom facilities offer free Wi-Fi, and it's quite good as well too. That would be like Miami Beach, my favorite beach in the world, Sandy Beach, which is Worthing area, Accra, all of those, and all on the west coast as well. Just want to give you a glimpse of what they call Gravesend Beach, and then we will make our way down Pebbles. It's a long one this morning, but that has to be done sometimes because they want you all to see what you can enjoy on the island. You don't have to stay on your beach on a lounger. Come out and explore. Alright, it's Gravesend Beach. This goes right back under the cannons from the Hilton, which is by the old fort that was at the Hilton. We're not going to make our way there this morning. We're just going to walk on. This jetty used to have a bar at the end of it at one time, small little kiosk bar. That was many years ago, of course. That's when I was a little kid. Likewise, we used to have a restaurant here called the Pebbles Beach Bar, and that was amazing. I remember going there many weekends with my parents and having sandwiches and stuff there. So as you can see, Sargassum, Sargassum, Sargassum. A lot of people say, well, the Pebbles, you know, Pebbles is on the west coast of the island. It's not on the west coast, it's actually on the southwestern tip. But the west coast really starts like beyond the Hilton. So here it gets impacted by the south swells, also gets impacted by all the floats of the Sargassum as well. Alright, talking about sea erosion. Alright, now years ago, and not even only years ago, a few years ago, all here used to drive and launch boats from here through this section. And it was a beautiful car park, but as you'll see as we venture on, it's breaking away. So it will tell you that Mother Nature is playing her course, something that we have no control over. But you can see how bad it is here. This was all a lovely wall, and this structure, all a lovely wall along here. And look at what's happening. Right where I'm walking is sand. This is all concrete. So you will see how much damage has been done here over the years. They have dropped some rocks here, some coral stones here, to try and help with this serious erosion that's going on. Very different Pebbles this morning from what you're accustomed to seeing. Usually it's a nice wide beach, no Sargassum. One of the calmer spots that you can come to and swim if you're staying in the south coast. This is very close to that. Beyond here is Browns Beach, and also, well, Carlisle Bay itself. Beautiful beach, a long walk. You can walk directly under the jetty over there in the center of our camera and walk right down to Bridgetown. So this walk doesn't end here. It ends here for us today, but it doesn't end here. So you know, I just want to show you what we had to offer for those who like doing some walking and stuff. Remember, do it at low tide, because low tide you can walk all down the Hastings boardwalk on the sand right around most of the points. There are only 2 points so you can't. And then, as I said, you can walk all the way down here on sand, with the exception of coming off by the Hilton itself, where you have to walk on the road. That is not an area that you can access low, high tide or any other time, because this beach does end at the Hilton. Alright, so one more time, I'll just give you a look around here. I will also give you a 360 from this point here. I don't want to get too close to the horse this morning. I like to clear it with the guys before I do anything around there. I haven't done so, so rather than meet anything that is you know, unpleasant, I don't want to do that. So I will do that next time for you again. I've done it before, but I do it again after I ask their consent. I don't like to do anything putting people on film unless I do so first, because you know, we're about peace, love and happiness and joy and unity, and that can sometimes cause a problem, and I don't want any problems to be caused for us or for anyone around us. Okay, so here we go. Alright folks, down here smells definitely of the decaying Sargassum. Not pleasant to swim and certainly not pleasant to inhale. So if you are on the island, I would avoid Pebbles for a little while for sure. You can always check the webcam. There's a webcam that's located on top of Radisson Hotel, and there's also a webcam that's located at the NCC here that give you different views of this beach. So you don't have to drive here and find moss, or sorry, weed, and be upset about it. You can look at it before you come, and you can pick your beaches. There are webcams all over this island. There's one at Accra, there's many at Dover, all at the south coast, and quite a few down the west coast. So you can view everything before you go anywhere. That is the beauty of technology now. It gives us a chance to do that rather than waste time. You know, your vacation or your holiday or your return home has time restrictions on it, and therefore you should maximize that. So I'm trying to help you in any way that I can to show you all of the island, so you will know where you want to go, so you don't go somewhere and say, well, it really wasn't worth it. You will know beforehand. That's what these videos are all about. And then again, check your webcams as well. They're really good for that. Alright, so let me talk to you as we view this beautiful scenery of Carlisle Bay. Want to remind you all today that we have been given life for another day. Do not take that for granted. We are put here for a purpose, and the purpose is to live in unity, love each other, help each other, and have a good life. Remember, there are those around you that are going through turmoil in their lives. You may be as well, so I'm speaking to you if it is you as well. So remember that, and remember that people are not acting rationally right now. So just love them as a God's child and move away if the situation is not what you want or that you feel comfortable in. You don't have to stand up and argue with anyone. There's no sense in being right when you're with people that you do not understand what you're saying. You can practice, preach whatever you want, and they will never understand. And it's some that don't care, don't want to hear you or your opinion. So walk away. I have faced that myself many times. I just walk away. I leave the peace with myself. I don't let anyone disturb me anymore. I walk away and I go somewhere else, and I go around someone else that would appreciate my time, someone else that wants me to help them, someone else that wants to help me, because everyone is spoken. God speaks through everyone. People will stop and talk to you. Sometimes you overhear a conversation, and when the conversation you overheard, you said, oh my goodness, I never thought of that. God will speak through people. Just open your ears and listen, and open your hearts and love, and carry peace forward today. Have a wonderful day, everyone. You have a fresh slate. Let's see how you write on that today. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great day. Be safe, and all my love and respect from Barbados. Take care, and I'll see you all tomorrow. God bless.